Yes, no, maybe so? I don't friggin' know. Come on. Come on. Tell me if you exist yet. Alright, so... it looks like... yeah, it looks like it's mostly functional. Alright, so... first off, yeah, there was a request for Mr. Screech to be a person. So yeah, I only have one unit that's actually left in the barracks right now, so congratulations. Welcome to the Suffering Pain Train, Screech-et. Alright, so we've got one crash site here. I believe that was a scout, right? Yeah. Yet another industrial. We still haven't found civilians, so that is just, I mean, terrible. Basically, if this isn't lizards, we're gonna have a much harder time later. Part of the reason that I'm saying that, so every time that you get a capture of any new alien type, you get a damage bonus. 10% doesn't seem like much, but it's usually enough to make sure that you can actually get crits against them. And that actually tends to work surprisingly well when using stun grenades. So ideally, you capture one early. You just kind of keep them suppressed and whatever else. You just keep chucking stun grenades at them. It is very annoying to pull off with just flashbangs, but it is doable. You basically just shoot them a couple times, and then you just chuck a bunch of flashbangs. As long as they have blue damage that knocks them out, or if they have more blue damage than they have red damage once they fall over, then you're pretty much good. Alright, where's our map edges? So we're good here, we're good here, so contact would be from this direction. Alright, we got our substation. That's fine. A little worried about what's coming from here, but we'll deal with that in a moment. I just want to cover these areas first. Alright, can we cover that first door? Yes, we can. For anyone unfamiliar as to why you'd want to cover doors, basically the AI cannot path out. I forget if I covered that last time. But as long as they don't have direct line of sight on you, you can prevent the AI from opening certain doors. Actually, you can prevent them from opening pretty much any doors, as long as stuff isn't too shenanigans filled. This is probably clear, but whatever. Can't be too safe. Alright, we are spreading out a little bit too much, though. See, in this case, I'm fairly certain they're going to go for this guy instead. These guys would be right in the line of fire, though, so that's not ideal. I'm going to assume this area is safe for now. We've got a super cop over there, so if we hear fighting, we'll go deal with that. For that matter, I don't remember if I covered why I called them super cops, but anywho. Alright. Rifle guys can go here. Don't really like having them out in the open like that, but it's a good position to take early on, so we're going to. Who else? Alright, you're gonna go there, you're gonna go... Actually, no, you're not. You're gonna go here. So, general rule of thumb, by the way. Never, ever, 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 ever... Huh, just noticed this guy's name is Brown Fox. Or Fox Brown, whatever. Never take these tiles. They are a lie. I'm not exactly sure why that is. Oh, well, we got Cesians again, but at least we might get a Scion. You don't actually get anything for capturing a Scion. I'm not sure why. You'd think that'd be a pretty important step forward to capture their friggin' psychic super aliens, but no. They don't matter. Let's go over here. So normally for this case, what I like to do for this type of building setup is basically just leave them standing over here. There's a pretty decent chance the shot's just going to miss, and then try to block the door and move everybody else forward. Okay. This might have something. But we're just going to move right here. And this one's going to go this direction. Oh, there we go. Alright, we don't have any rifles whatsoever to engage with that. So that's not optimal. Can you make this run? You can almost. So I'm a little worried about that right there. It's 53 to burst, so how many steps can you take? You can take about 4 steps, so 1, 2, 3, 4. If he decides to come around the corner, that'd be nice, but it's really unlikely. So I think what we're going to do is going to run him over here. Plop him right here. For this turn, do you have any smoke? Go ahead and pop some smoke. Kind of a terrible idea, but whatever. With any luck, he'll just retreat, and then we got him in a pocket. Alright, let's just confirm this real quick. Yeah, that's clear. Alright, all clear here. And same as last time, the big worry is just due to the fact that they really can't take more than a couple shots on these shields at most. If they get really low rolls, they can take 2 of a burst. They can never take a full burst. In order to be able to actually survive a full burst, that would take... Well, that's until we get the upgrade. We're not having that anytime soon. I think the best run of luck I've ever gotten on that in that regard was there was one where it basically was both types of scouts very early on. So immediately little bonuses to both. Then from there, had gotten everything needed to research explosives, which you usually should have right away. Sorry, I'm just looking around, making sure that we have everything. This guy's just here for reactions for now. Ugh. Like I said. Game. Alright, give it just a sec here. For some reason, it is deciding to be slow. I'm pretty sure it's my antivirus being a bit of a pain in the neck today. Alright. So we know he's exactly right there. If he's got help, it probably would have come by now. So we're just gonna lay on him for now. At the very least, he's gonna be suppressed. And as far as the hit they took, I believe their health was 40-something, so there's a chance they survived. Not a good one, but there's a chance. These guys don't seem very active. Whether that's a good or bad thing remains to be seen. But yeah, as soon as we hit month 2, the current shotgun approach isn't going to work. I mean, it's not really getting completely erased, but we're going to have to adapt a little bit here. Right. Yeah, this area is probably safe. We've got our lane right there. It is a... I believe it was a regular scout, so we're probably seeing like 5 or 6, maybe. Let's crouch this guy down. I think we'll... now we're going to leave him right there because I don't want him too exposed. I think that's about all we can do this round. Yeah, bear in mind that guy was suppressed. Doesn't matter. He still stands up, runs all the way around the corner, gets a shot off. It's kind of annoying sometimes. All right. All right, pistol ought to be able to finish him. Good. Alright, just check the corner real quick, make sure we're not missing anything here. And it doesn't have a med kit. What about you? Do you have a med kit? Yeah, so she's going to go around and go over to the rifle here. Alright. So it takes 3 people to down the most basic alien. That's always a good sign. But again, this is why we want to have stun weapons by this point, which we don't have. So we'll get there. I think you're going to retreat a little bit. Tell me what's going on in this direction. To make sure we're not getting any, you know, surprise butt aliens, as it were. Alright, so this is already the back of the map. So yeah, there's the crash right there. Oh, you know what? I think I recognize this map. This was one of the ones that was, during XDiv. It was kind of a complete... Well, it was going perfectly until it suddenly got flopped at the very last second. Alright. Hi there, Stukov. And yeah, nice to do the Xenonauts here. We'll see how this goes. I mean, again, bear in mind the average right now. The running average for most insane runs is going to be at least 1 or 2 casualties per mission, if not more. As long as it gets completed, we still technically have a shot. Okay, there they go. So they were all just packed in the UFO, so they're getting ready to run out. And our forward rifle guy is panicking and running away. Beautiful. Okay. To try to save points as much as possible, she's going to run down this direction. You're going to go pick up this med kit and give her a bit of a heal. Alright. Good enough. This guy is going to go get a fresh box. Thankfully, unlike XDiv, Vanilla Xeno is pretty forgiving with the reload costs for the HMG. So you can still actually reload that thing and run. Yeah, probably shouldn't have taken a run like that. Alright. Where are you guys? Okay, they're right there. This sucks, because this is exactly the situation I had that rifle guy prepared for. Although I guess he probably wouldn't have been able to make that shot. Oh well. So yeah, we're just going to have a shootout here. Reason I'm piling a few guys up front, there's a bunch of cover in the way. Like, even with their insane accuracy, all of this crap should hopefully prevent any shots from landing. I'm going to turn him this way just to be sure. It's not perfect. He might die for seemingly little benefit, but, you know, we'll hopefully get there. Let's move this guy out just to bait out any shots that would be up here if they are. So you definitely need more farmers in my missions. Yeah, this one needs more super cops. The only super cop we have is currently watching the dropship. Farmers and super cops are just the best. Like, okay, in XDiv, just the fact that they have an infinite magazine is hilarious. Because yeah, once you get to the point where they're running around with mag shotties and stuff like that. And they basically have just infinite fully automatic shotguns. Oh, it's hilarious. I don't know if you were there for the stream or saw the video. There was this one time that this guy gets charged by, like, I think 7 or 8 Reapers or something like that, and all my dudes are there in their power armor and everything else. They can't hurt these things. They run up to this farmer, and he's like, "No, it's fine, guys. They're on my property. You know what? I've got my homeland buff going." I got my no, like Castle Act buff. There we go. That's what we'll call it. Or is it Castle Doctrine? I forget what it is. The thing that lets you be all psychopathic to people that enter your house. Alright. So this guy is going to pull a bit of a move here. Can he do that? Not quite. Alright. Well, we're going to go over here. That's annoying. See, like an X-Div, you can run out here, throw a grenade, run right back, but yeah, no. He's not going to be able to do anything right there. Does this guy carry anything useful? You already have a shotgun. Yeah, no, we're good. Let's get our rifles running up anyway. See, once we get laser rifles, that's around the point where they can start being a bit more useful. Like, the balance in this game is... Oh, you suck! Don't go after my gunner. Again, they know where everybody is in this difficulty. I mean, technically speaking, they do in all of them, and they always have this kind of, like, sniff range mechanic, as it's called, where they just sort of vaguely know where everybody is at all times, but this one in particular just has a really annoying thing where... Ooh, wait, what? Alright. That's probably when we would have wanted damage grenades, actually. Can you snipe this guy? Sweet, 78%, buddy. But yeah, so they've got this thing where within a certain amount of tiles they just automatically know where stuff is. Or at least they're allowed to perceive them. In this particular case, though, this guy just, yeah, he's running around knowing where everybody is. So that ain't great. But either way, he's covered. He's probably going to go after our gunner next. You know, this rifle guy over here. Got smoke? No. Now we're going to move her up to try and bait the shot. Sorry, it's really, really dry out. Alright, let's see. Soldiers panicked from seeing the first Reaper of the campaign. Reaper charges to my soldiers, and farmers given the pepper till he fell dead a meter for my soldiers. Right? Yeah, farmers and super cops are the real heroes of this game. I really should be muting it for that. Again, sorry. But it finally cleared up, so we should be good. Okay, we can put him facing this way now. Oh, this position is awkward, though. Okay, let's put you here. Actually, no, let's put you like this, because you know they're going to somehow pull a miracle snipe like this. Yeah, I almost want to get him in here, because I'm just picturing him running all the way around and getting an insta-kill, just pistol whip from this guy. Well, I guess that's all we can do right now. So... Oh, get out of here. At least he survived. At least he survived. And we don't have any panics right now, so that's good. But this is one of the reasons that that we do shield and shotgun, because in this particular case, he's two tiles off, unfortunately. But normally, even if they get suppressed and their shield breaks, they'll kneel down. You can still have them pull out their shotgun. You can't use a rifle like that. You can't do a lot of things, but in this case, it would work. Alright, I'm just trying to suppress them, but no dice there. Alright, this guy's doing no good in here. Let's get him out this direction. Mr. Rifle Guy. Do we see this guy hiding back here somewhere? Same thing, this might be already way too dangerous. Maybe move him here? Because I just need to get better visual angles here. It's a problem. Alright, I got this guy behind cover. It's not very good cover, but it exists. Alright, there's one. Alright, and these are the situations that rifles are good for, just kind of laying down an area for a consistent amount of time. Oh, and their engineers are just going to set up front. Perfect. Because, yeah, if you hit the door, like, if you directly attack the door and you snipe on the other side like that, you will potentially be able to get damage off on them. Alright, who do you see? Yeah, okay, blue guy's still back there. What an a-hole. Alright, so we still gotta deal with blue guy. Do you got any shots on him? No. Now, because the door is a pretty good target, this also means that you really only have to hit one of the 3 parts to have a decent chance of hitting something behind it. Can you pull that shot off? No, you need a couple more tiles. What's your throw? 31. Alright, this is putting him right in the danger zone here, but there we go. That should make sure that we don't have to deal with air crap for the moment. Additionally, we can get this guy in position. Ideally way back here. And then can you make this shot? Yes. Okay. I can only hope that this is suppressing him, because I can't actually see him. And just in case this guy panics, I'm gonna go ahead and backpack his shotgun, because his morale is in the pits right now. Okay. Alright, they've got 4 guys in there, not 3. Also good to know. Let's see, another fun thing that happened yesterday. I planted C4 in front of the UFO door to open it. The aliens charged out, shot my Xenonauts, and all stayed in the C4 blast radius. That's why you chuck the C4. Or rather, you block off the door with shields, then drop the C4, then run away. Alright, this is suboptimal. This guy's shield's also about to break. I'll go ahead and chuck that in there. Get this guy hereabouts. We'll get this guy. What kind of weird friggin' shot did this guy make? Did they actually have a guy on the roof? Alright, yeah, I don't know what's going on there. She just barely can't turn and fire. Thankfully, though, this guy might be able to give us a little bit of information. As this guy is frickin' safe spotting us. Please don't fire, please don't fire, please don't fire, please don't fire. Okay. Alright, please annihilate. Or, you know, suppress our guy and don't even phase that one. That's fine, too. That's exactly what I wanted. Alright, once that guy's gone, then we have the gunner deal with this, and have the rifle deal with this. That's somehow not a death. Perfect. In doubt, C4 flamethrowers. Very true. Very true. Yeah, there you go. See? That guy was berserking, but he can't berserk if he has no berserk. Alright, let's take some burst shots to at the very least get some suppression going. Nice. Okay. Now we can have our shield move up. Anyone that saw that should have their morale boosted. If anyone's wondering, yeah, as far as how morale works in this game, basically if they see somebody get owned, they're pretty happy about that. It's like right there. This guy won't be happy about it because he's been suppressed. So if they get suppressed, they're going to be sad. But, you know, otherwise they're going to be okay. And you might be thinking, why do rapid fire? Basically, every time that a shot whizzes by, if it's on burst fire, it has a higher suppression score. So basically, every time that a shot goes by a particular tile, it does what's basically suppression damage. I don't know exactly. Like, I think it just uses whatever suppression score it mentions in the table, and then just basically does their damage to morale through that. So once it gets to 50%, I think it is, it suppresses them. So there's that. Now this guy, I'm really tempted to have him believe in the power of trees here, because this tree needs to save his dang life. This is some good cover. His throw range is atrocious. I don't know how heavy these flashbangs are, but come on now. Right, Scion's still doing their thing. Hopefully they don't... Well, they can't mind control anyone yet. Alright. You reload. You do a couple of rapid shots, and as much as I want to have that guy do something, I can't. That one will never be in range. I'm thinking maybe a shotgun bomb rush here. Problem is the door's already broken. So, okay, so I should probably mention, as far as whether you want to break the door or not, if you've got control of the outside, usually it's better to just slowly approach, get within running range, and then just block the door off. See why people are hitting like pros? I mean, at least they managed to hit something, I guess. I don't know how much they're hitting like pros, but at least they're not murdering each other for once, so that's an improvement. Standard, standard old com or Xenonauts or anything, you know, usual rules apply. As there was this picture that was posted in the Discord yesterday. Just like if there's a enemy tank 2 feet away from them, they will miss that tank and headshot every one of your units on the map usually. Alright, yeah, this guy's ready for his shotgun bomb rush. And yeah, a lot of the sight lines around the UFO entrances are super weird. As far as why I'm not directly just having him run up to the door. Like, there's a whole lot of little nuances to it. Yeah, the guy's got very low chances to hit. Because he's got, like, he's within optimal range right now. But his issue is that he's got this in the way, he's got this in the way, plus, like, this stuff messing with the shot. So he's probably got maybe 25% odds or something. Alright. Yeah, you were saying about that hidden like pros? Yeah, this guy's basically an... wow. Iron Cesian over here. He just doesn't even care that like 20 shots whiz past his head. Alright. Inch you guys a bit closer. It's kind of a dangerous maneuver right now. I'll have this guy crouch. I don't remember... I would assume their blue guy probably went with their Scion to go hide in the reactor room. Oh yeah, so I was saying earlier in terms of whether or not you want to blow the door or not. It just kind of comes down to whether you have control of the outside. So if you don't have control, they will be able to have another unit with line of sight. And, ooh, what's this? Hang on one quick second here. Okay, and back. So, science can be annoying. One of the alien dogs charged up to the soldier that was holding the captured stun gun, so I thought it would be great. I can take him alive. Well, then he panicked thanks to Scion so much for the plan. Yeah, I would assume... well, I guess it depends on the ranking. It's a funny thing. With XDiv, rank matters so much more. I'm gonna have this lady crouch. Hopefully, if they try to run around the corner, they can both get at least a reaction shot. It should be noted that reaction shots are functionally worthless in insane mode. So, like, if XDiv is all about long-term planning and whatever else, I'd say Insane is pretty much 100% about just trying to figure out how to get everything dead within 5 seconds of seeing it. I need to get this guy suppressed somehow. That's such a BS tile he's taking there. Alright. New plan. We're going to get Shield Guy out of here entirely. Probably... I'll pop him right here so he can still see. Hopefully he still has really good cover. This has left a lot of exposed areas. Does this guy carry smoke? No. Almost no one's carrying smoke right now. Yes, they have to be exactly right there to actually fire at anything. See, I may keep a couple of rifle guys around. Like, I keep going back and forth on this. But it's just, when it comes to the rifles, it's a really weird thing. Because, yes, their damage is super dinky and insane. Like, it takes 5-6 shots. They could legit run up and burst fire most things and they wouldn't die. But just the fact that they can move, take a pot shot, and move again is pretty dang strong. Yeah, smoke and fire. See, I don't have too much stuff aside from stun on these guys because they're still in early game mode right now. Yeah, we're just going to do that. So, yeah, that flexibility is the strength of rifles, but it's not super amazing. Alright, go ahead and unload that one. Funny little trick, by the way, if you didn't know. If you unload one of the bigger guns, when they have one shot left, and reload another magazine in there, in some cases it'll bug out and just give you a free magazine. That's not why I'm doing it, it's just kind of a fun note. Alright. I think everybody else is best sitting on reactions until we get that guy figured out. Ooh. Okay, that is some nonsense, but okay. Alright. Yeah, he needs to go join the shotgun team now. However, they perfectly lined this up here. This guy will get suppressed, and these guys will take damage from this. Or every single shot will miss. Okay, I need to remember to fire that guy. Because he's the worst heavy gunner we've ever had. Mr. Fox Brown, though, like, considering the sound went silent for a second, I'm assuming that probably was supposed to be a hit sound. Yeah, Mr. Fox Brown is the absolute champion the Earth needs, though. Please no. Please don't break our butt. That's a weird decision that guy made. Not sure why he suddenly decided to charge out like that. You got stun range on him? You sure do. You sure suck at throwing, but what can you do, yeah? Noise. Yeah, if you didn't know, it says 2%, but that 2% is basically anywhere in this area. So in reality, it's probably close to like 15% or something like that. Shotguns are really good in this game. This is a very optimistic door approach, I gotta say. In case you're wondering why I'm charging up right now. So, anything inside should hopefully be suppressed. We're not going to have heavy gun coverage next round. So right now I'd like to move everybody into position while they're still suppressed. They might take some shots. Oh, God. No. Yeah, they're going to die. Okay, you move here. You just crouch and pray that this cement wall is completely immune to friggin', like, volcano bullets. Yeah, these guys can't really do anything other than maybe try to counter. That is a really bad spot. And good morning there, Mr. Cow. Ugh. Dang it. I really hope he makes it. I don't think he will. He's probably got like 25% odds at best. But yeah, the AI has some frickin' moves in this difficulty. Can you get them both? Kind of. Yeah, we're gonna have to just play it risky. Because we either go in and start causing a panic, or come on, please don't. Okay, good. Good. That guy can't figure out how tracking works. I need this rifle guy gone. Yes, we're going to take casualties. But what I need is for this guy to panic and run. This guy to hopefully follow suit. This one's going to run right in the open. With any luck, he'll end up baiting the shots. And it's a pistol. Small chance he'll survive. We'll get a rifle guy in position over here. And we'll start moving our gunner up here. Yeah, that's how that usually goes. Come on. I don't know how many rifle guys they shoved into this tiny thing, because that's like, what, 6 or 7 rifle guys just on their own so far? Beautiful. You crouch, you stun, or no, I can't flashbang that guy. Alright, he'll still be able to take a shot. We need 39 for a burst. Please pull this off, man. Sorry, I'm trying to hit the wrong button for some reason. Okay. That might cause him to panic and run. It's basically a more than likely 3v5 right now. If they panic, we're alright. Okay. Beautiful. They decided to take 2 medium shots, missed them both. Couldn't tell you how. Don't care. Wow. Alright. Sure. So it takes less points to pick something up off the ground than it does to pull it from the backpack. That's why I attacked like that. Okay, so we lost one of our corporals here. We lost our good rifleman. Let's see, we got a power source, we got a scout corps, we got the Scion Corps. It's nothing major. Got a few corporals, got a sergeant. It's alright. It's alright. A few of them got some pretty decent promotions, though. So there's that. And yeah, for anyone unfamiliar, promotions are basically just whatever skills they used. Every time they have a... if I remember exactly how the formula works, it's every time they use a skill and they use it successfully, or if they attempt to use it successfully, like basically if they take a reaction shot, they'll get a roll for improving their reflexes and things like that. And I think it's the first time they use the skill, they end up getting a at least almost guaranteed +1, and then it's a lower chance for every time after that. So the highest I've ever seen it go is +17, but that was in X Division. Like, that was basically a base mission that had gone so badly that one unit had to more or less carry the entire base mission. And yeah, they got a pretty insane thing there. There we go. We got a Linium. So yeah, we're gonna need the plasma pistol. The next thing is gonna be a Linium. So we are still le broke, but we need more units. We need more meat to throw at this problem. And I should point out, good reflexes are not only a function of them reacting, it's also a chance for them to dodge incoming attacks. Alright, so this puts us up to 12. At least we went positive. We actually managed to go positive on a mission. That's not bad. Okay. And since we lost the other Condor, we can't react to that one. Was that your first mission? Nope. That was like... Was it like 4 or 5 missions now? And we still haven't found Cesians? By the way, how many of y'all have played Xenonauts 2? That's, Alright, turn off afterburners. Turn them back on. And there we go. Crash into the sea. That is good enough. Now, his autocannon's not going to have enough to go back. But I just want to reiterate that the freaking, like, air fight, the dogfight music in Xeno 2 is amazing. Alright. This thing reloaded yet? No. It's most of the way there, though. And we're still running negative 183,000 for the month. Yeah, if you're thinking the economy's ever going to get forgiving on this difficulty, no. I'm actually surprised how many we managed to shoot down here with like this. I probably should have just taken the 100% here. Alright, screw it, just bum rush him. We're about to lose him, but that'll be okay. So the reason I should have taken that 100%, I usually don't take them because there's a small chance that, well, if you take those, they might just automatically crash and burn. I mean, you're guaranteed the win, but you're not guaranteed that they actually make it back. The issue comes in the fact that, well, obviously you need that plane back. Now, we should almost have this Foxtrot built. Yeah, 10 hours. So hopefully we don't have too many issues within those 10 hours. These Condors, for the most part, should be done with their job. Like this one, that'll probably be back, what is it, like a few hours maybe? Okay, 60 hours still on the first Condor. But yeah, we'll have our other Foxtrots ready to go before anything else happens. I think we're going to have to delegate this one because our people have not arrived yet. We are literally having people die before they can even ship in new ones, so we're just going to delegate that one. That's fine. Which, by the way, it's renamed to Delegation in Xenonauts 2. Because that's exactly what you're doing. You're basically saying, okay, fine, you can pay us a small bounty for the stuff, but friggin' locals can go handle it. Ah, jeez. And I'm fairly certain with the air game, they know when your planes are down. I mean, they do take different patterns to basically force you into awkward situations. Yeah, 1 hour until that thing's done. Come on. There we go. So that thing's going to be good to go. I was going to say, if we ran out of funding at 99%, that'd be really annoying. But we had just enough. And this was calculated. Alright. So it says 0% chance of victory. So here's how we do this thing. So this is what I like to call the Foxtrot trick. So you start getting them at a direct angle like this. Then you set up an angle that goes directly through their fuselage. Make sure you've got lock on. You get right on top of them. And then you basically launch the missiles right on top of their face. And that's how you use Foxtrots to basically win every air game in the entire game. Because here's the thing, the torpedo missiles are actually really dang strong. So by the end of it, you only end up needing one Foxtrot for most things, as long as you keep up with your missile tech, which we're getting a little bit behind on right now, because this frickin' pistol is taking forever. Because we need to do Elenium, then we need to do analysis, then we can do interrogation. Because we don't even want to deal with any of that crap until we get stun gas. Didn't we get that last time? No, we have not. I mean, this run, usually by the end of the first month, you want to have your stuns going, you want to have your tier 2 missiles going, you want to have like 3, well, not 3, you can usually afford a couple Foxtrots. Because if all your ground missions go well, you've got a decent amount of income. I was trying to figure out what kind of ship this is, so it's one of the scouts. Although it's like a weird version of one of the scouts. It's not exactly right, but whatever. It's a cool looking picture anyway. Getting close with the Foxtrot's the way to go. It works. I mean, like, it does basically mean you never have to upgrade your planes. And the main issue with Insane Mode isn't necessarily that the missions are impossible. It's the fact that your budget is ridiculously low. I mean, usually, the few times I've gotten close to endgame, we're still running, like, a couple laser rifles. So, like, we don't even get to friggin', like, mag cannons and things, or power armor, or whatever else. I think on one of them that went astoundingly well, I managed to afford one suit of power armor, and then, you know, they immediately took a cannon to the face and died. So, there's that. Like, they literally can shrug off one shot before it completely shreds their defense rating to the point that they're just back to normal armor. The one benefit you get out of it, though, is the fact that you can run around with the HMGs. So if, like, the theoretical optimal meta towards the end of the game is if you can start downing just constant UFOs to the point that you actually manage to go positive, then you go for the standard, like, power armor and heavy guns. Until then, it's mostly just shotguns and meat shields. The shotguns will remain useful for quite a while. Actually, the ballistic shotguns stay useful all game, as strange as it sounds. Because partway through, so around the time you start getting lasers, they stick out for being really strong in the early game. and then drop off really, really fast, and that's because the energy... so they have all of this in the research notes when you look through them, but the energy armor for most units starts going up. Usually a couple shotgun blasts is still going to be enough, but they start going up like that. So what you do is yeah, like they make stronger energy ones with the plasma tier after that, and then the reason the mag is ballistic, it's not necessarily too much stronger than plasma. It's just the fact that nothing resists it anymore because they didn't have any armor improving against ballistic damage. So there's that. I think it's only the second tier that actually upgrades to get any defense against ballistic. I mean, even then, even if something has defense, if you hit it enough times, it'll still die. Everything will have its defense lowered as soon as it's hit by something. Let's see. Next div, the upgrades from autocannon to Mauser is just huge in the early game. Oh yeah. In this one, as soon as you upgrade a new tier, just all your guns get upgraded, so that's nice. Okay, dude, it's a pistol. This should not take you 20 weeks to finish. Come on now. Earn that smug attitude. Alright. The explosives are like the first thing that gets upgraded. Yeah, for this, definitely. You definitely want to rush explosives as much as possible. I'm literally just waiting on this guy to finish. Because I'd love to be able to hire more scientists, but we can't do that until the end of the first month. Again, sometimes you can sort of do well and hire some extra scientists in the first month. Usually not. And the reason that I'm doing that is to be able to start researching rifles later. But Elenium is the big one. So we'll go start doing that. We don't really have the range to start manually scouting anything yet. And that's a small, that's a small. I mean, they're going to both be small, of course. Alright, so we got condors ready to go. Yeah, health on the condors doesn't even kind of matter. This one is moving further. Actually, we'll send the condor after this one. Try to leave the foxtrot in reserve to chase down whatever they can't catch, like this guy. You can go ahead and return. What's your fuel at? You're fine. And yeah, as before, by the way, the Condors are actually the best fighter that we're going to get all game. And you might be thinking we're going to scrap them due to their maintenance costs or whatever. We're actually not. So the Condors, if you keep up with your upgrades, the Condors can get instant auto-resolves. Like, if you try to do it manually, no, you'll never win them, but they can get instant auto-resolves against any fighters in the game. It's a little bit hilarious, actually. And yeah, against scouts, they can't dodge, so just bum rush and dead. Okay, that was a bad damage roll. Those will happen sometimes. So this is why you want to have your Elenium torpedoes by this point. Yeah, 95%. So torpedoes against these guys, like it says, have about a 96% chance to actually get critical, or have a chance to just instantly kill them. In this case, that was just a bad damage roll. Now, along with the missiles, another reason we get explosives upgraded are the upgraded grenades. We ideally don't want to use those, but upgraded rocket launchers are very handy. A lot of things are weak to thermal damage. That's on purpose. For God's sake, another small scout on industrial? How are our first 6 maps industrial? What is that crap? Alright. Send more rookies out. Ideally, in the first month, if you've got rookies, just send rookies. Like, if your A-team survived, then yeah, build them up, but for the most part, having anybody as not a rookie would be ideal. As they're interviewing this guy for the post-mission things after he came out of Vietnam here. Like, oh yeah, sir, so what do you think of, how do you think you've made it this far? How are your survival instincts? Like, well, I stand a mile away and shoot everything with way too many bullets. That is my job. Alright, we're going to take a fire grenade this time, because I am sick of their nonsense. And I guess an extra pineapple as well. You take a fire, you take a smoke. You go ahead and take a fire and a smoke, and I guess a couple more magazines, actually. Because that seemed to have worked out pretty well last time. Oh, New Zealander. For a second there, I thought it said he was Zoolander. Like, what the hell? Alright. Alright, I think... Let's see, you've got absolutely garbage strength. So yeah, everyone that's garbage strength, I'm just going to leave as a rifle. It is first month, after all. We do need a couple more salts. Alright, so that's 4 shields. Alright, yeah, no, you're going to be an assault then. Wait for that to become a day mission. Send out the first Condor against this again. Eventually. And the Foxtrot's rearms, we'll go ahead and send that as well. It doesn't have much fuel, but we'll make it work. Just take the auto-resolve and go back. Don't even want to deal with that nonsense. In most cases, you want to at least let it stick over land so you can get some money. In that particular case, they were both low on gas, so decided not to do that. So the Charlie is a little bit slower than the Sunline, so if you can get just before the Sunline, it's usually the best timing. As long as they're on the way to a mission, they cannot get douched out of that mission. You can actually get douched out of missions in Xeno 2, though. That was an intentional choice to prevent this exact thing. I mean, for what it's worth, we haven't failed a mission yet. And probably something that should be mentioned about playing this on Ironman mode is that this mode is bugged. So if we ever need to do a smash and grab, where we just go in, snipe a guy for their crazy advanced friggin', like, battle rifles or whatever else in the end game, yeah, there's a pretty okay chance that's either going to corrupt the save file or just break the game, or it just won't work. So yeah, there's a weird thing in this game where, technically speaking, everything that goes back to the dropship should be recoverable. However, it only recognizes some tiles, so in some cases you can just wind up being unable to recover the things that you recovered. And that's largely because they kind of figured if you can make it back to the dropship, you can also probably win the mission. But oh well. Alright, here's hoping they don't have any eyes on us right now. Let's see. How long do crash sites last? 24 hours, and once you have something flying towards there, it won't disappear. Exactly. Exactly that. Actually, we're going to park this guy down here. I'm going to make the very generous assumption that we won't get absolutely ground pounded this first round. Might actually get a chance to maybe make some progress. Oh, well, there we go. That's the bloodbath right off the start. Alright, you got any kill grenades? No, you've got stuns at 23. Are you serious? Alright. I mean, yeah, why not? What? And This is why you don't hire your elite paramilitary organization from the special needs school. Alright, though, I suppose that being said, you know, a little while ago, I forget exactly how it came up. Like, I don't know if YouTube just suddenly decided that, that since it was a relevant topic to Xenonauts and things, I should probably know about that or something. But there was some videos that were there. Yeah, let's go ahead and break the window. By the way, usually you want to do this unarmed, so usually you want to drop the rifle, pick it back up after meleeing the window, but either way. But yeah, it was over just different grenade throws and things like that. And it's surprising how many people get those wrong and potentially almost have a bunch of terrible situations happen in training. Alright. Thank you, Intensely Bad RNG. Oh, and dropships can be shot down by aliens. Oh, just finishing up Long War campaign and Xenonauts might be a good follow-up. Oh, yeah. By the way, if you loved Long War, just so you know, Xenonauts has a mod called X Division. It is astoundingly good. It's basically the Long War of this game. It's like a lot of this stuff that you're seeing here works a little differently in that one. The mechanics are the same, but everything works a little differently. And since I've been playing this for a few years, I know a few of the weird mechanical exploits that we're going to be messing around with here. That's kind of what's going on here. That's why I'm trying to shoot at the wall. There's kind of a mechanic that if you shoot at a wall, in most cases, there's a chance that you can actually shoot through it. And while most cases you want to take concentrated direct shots, in this case I just want to throw out as many shots as possible on this guy. Because he's a douche. Like, I would legitimately say that while X Division adds a whole lot of stuff, base game Insane is probably a bit harder, but not really for the right reasons. Like, this is what I would describe as more of like a horror strategy game than while X Division I would describe as more of a war simulator. Because in that one, you've got like all your different support units and your tanks, and all your units can move more, and they've got way more tools and a bigger variety of tools for a variety of situations. And in this one, it's like, you've got nothing, you are nothing, get back in the dirt, you worm. Are you having fun yet? And they just shot around their shield. So yeah, shield attacks from the side have a 50% chance to work. In that particular case, we did not roll that 50%. So dandy. Right, so, this guy found the most invincible wall tile in the world. Alright, let's go. You gonna grenade? No. Alright, at least he's injured. Can you just pop this guy in the face a couple times? Beautiful. Right. So we've got map edge over here. Do we have it over here? No, that's going to be our main highway then. We've got map edge over there. I have no idea where that leaves us. Yeah, X Division is really amazing. Actually, just to kind of note something, there was, I saw a comment the other day of somebody mentioning that they didn't try XDiv because the fact that it's got xenomorphs and like battle mechs and stuff in there, it fits better than you'd think. Like, I kind of had the same impression going into it, because it's not like you're thrown in there and it's like, oh man, you know, check out all my mechs all over the place. Like, no, you start off in the same setting. You basically start off playing the same thing. It's just that the escalation eventually gets there. Like the Xenomorphs, functionally speaking, they're the way that they explain it is that they were mind controlled. Like it's kind of a similar situation to how what's it? Enemy Unknown handled it, where they basically say like, okay, they're more or less snowballing throughout the universe and just collecting different materials and whatever else to, well, to more or less just create a a super being out of themselves. So fairly standard XCOM-y kind of stuff. However, when it comes to the Xenomorphs, like literally they just say, oh yeah, they found Xenomorphs while they were out in space. They're basically the Cesian's dogs. Like they have them around as pets, which is convenient for them considering they are ridiculously aggressive. But yeah, that's kind of what the deal is there. It fits better than you'd think, mostly because, well, Cesians are kind of considered just basic infantry in this version. Yeah, we'll have you run in here. So, like in the original version here, they're just standard infantry guys. They get their psionics and stuff later, but every one of the groups that you can run into have different supports and whatever else. They're the only ones whose only supports is more of themselves. So they get psionic units, they get elite units later that are really annoying grenade snipers and stuff like that. What they don't get is any kind of rushdown unit, and so that's basically what those guys were supposed to be. And they do that job really well, and they function exactly like you would assume Xenomorphs would. In terms of moving ridiculously far, exploding into acid if people shoot them. Actually, you can only capture them with electric weapons. Well, and stun gas if you've got the right ways to pull it off. Let's see. Do you like the cannon that X did Briggs in the game? Like a mini rocket launcher with a burst mode? Oh, yeah. I really like the fireworks launcher by the end of the game. It's like, sure, it's mostly just good for plinking away at armor, but it just looks so fun. It's like, and there's explosions everywhere. It's awesome. I mean, it's basically everything that you might want out of the genre, is the awesome thing. Like, sure, there's mechs, but it takes you a really long time to get there. Like, they're extreme endgame. And you have crazier versions of Xenomorphs that end up showing up. You've got crazier versions of all units that end up showing up as time goes on. Like, the escalation in that one is crazy. All of your civilian units are running around with, like, laser shotguns and stuff like that. Well, the lasers are fairly early. By that point, like, they've basically got railguns turned into massive shotguns. Which it's hilarious to see a farmer come out with a friggin' railgun. Just blow a bunch of stuff away. It's almost like it's a really good mod or something. But yeah, just like Long War, it's kind of got that whole winning by inches feeling to it. Just adds so much cool stuff. It starts off a little easier than this one. Eventually gets way harder as stuff ramps up. Like, for example, the HMGs in the vanilla game, they fired 10 times. Actually, funny note, by the way, a lot of the balance changes that they made actually got implemented into Xenonauts too. They liked them that much. But for example, with the HMGs here, like in this one, they fire 10 times. They're ridiculously strong. In many cases, they're kind of like a automatic sniper rifle. In XDiv, they are far less accurate, but they just fire in smaller bursts, so they're there entirely as a suppression weapon. A lot of them try to imitate life, so to speak. And then after the imitating life part kind of does its thing, it starts expanding and expanding and expanding into all kinds of interesting directions until, you have people running around with plasma cannons and just vaporizing stuff. But the stuff that gets vaporized can only be within a certain armor threshold, or, like, let's say there's there's tanks running around with tear gas that are pretty dang useful, or we got different kinds of stun gases and, like, gas grenades and electric rockets, and, electric rockets were kind of my bread and butter through a solid chunk of that mod. of just getting a bunch of rookies together and giving them stun rockets and just... Admittedly, might have exploited a manufacturing glitch that let you make infinite stun rockets. But, you know, it was fun. It served for amusement. So I'm not going to feel bad about it. Plus, I'm pretty sure they've patched that by this point. Alright. I'd like to get you out of his line of fire. He's probably going to run ahead. And that's about as good as we're getting, I think. So what do you think of stun grenades in the base game? Over frickin' powered. Okay, they're really not overpowered, but they are dubiously effective, at least early on. Oh, you dick. No, don't fire. On the plus side, because he fired, we can also fired. As he... Oh, I was going to say, he's suppressed now, but as he counter-fires and hits the gas tank and makes them explode. But no, the stun grenades, well, there's two different kinds. Your basic stun grenades, like your stun gas, are very, 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 very strong. And like in terms of in the early game, you usually can just open up a door, chuck a few of those in there, and that's it. Now, that sounds like it, and this is why I'm saying they're not overpowered. Yeah, they do a hell of a lot to them, but they also do way more to you. So if those things misfire, you've just lost half of your team. You can revive them, but yeah, no, they're dangerous. I can't even tell you how many times I've lost entire runs to one misthrown grenade, so there's that. I like using them for reaching UFOs. Yeah, like, so one of the mechanics in this game, again, I say it's a mechanic, not a bug, because they did bring it back in Xeno 2 as well, is the fact that you can go up to a door, and for most doors, if you target the door with a grenade, you will chuck it underneath the door. It doesn't matter what kind of door, really. In most cases, some of them will prevent it, but usually that's more of a function of the map being a little weird sometimes. But yeah, like here, let me show you what I mean. Like right here, we're at this door, right? And we go over here and we target this door, so they'll find a gap somewhere in that door and chuck a grenade through. If you do that with stun gas, they will throw it in there, and suddenly, poof, anything that's approaching that door is taking a nice long nap. Not to mention anything that tries to follow up and then deal with the guy at the door will end up taking additional stun damage off those tiles and end up also taking a nice long nap. So it's nice. They're very good. They're very good. Like the X-Div variant, they're technically way stronger, but since enemy resistances are way higher, it functions a little differently. So like in this game, early on, most of the units that you see will not have any kind of respiratory protection on. Later on, you'll see like the elite units running around with gas masks to prevent you from using those stun grenades on them, or at least reduce their effectiveness. Functionally, what it actually means is... Ooh, it's kind of weird that it takes you so long to reload, actually. Functionally speaking, what they're trying to say is, yeah, these particular units have just a higher chemical damage threshold, as it's called. So if, you might potentially get lucky if you hit them directly with one, or, if they run through the tiles, something might happen. In most cases, if they're supposed to be immune, they're going to be immune. And then you're supposed to use stun batons, which are also really good, which basically stun batons will always ignore armor and do something like 100 damage. It's like 20 to 100, give or take. Most things are running around with about 80-ish health. In this difficulty, it's like 80 to 150 for very basic units. Jeez. Oh, come on! Stop dropping people. Yeah, they just shot straight around that shield. They're both right there. I have a very dumb plan here. Yeah, the plan's too stupid to work. Alright. My plan was to have him take one step out here and blast at this wall, but there's too much stuff in the way. It's not going to work. We're in a really dangerous spot, actually. Fudgery. Actually, come to think of it, wait a minute. They're not even here at all. They're over here. And there's one. Alright. Beautiful. Alright, thankfully the guy that got hit isn't bleeding. So decent chance of his survival. And take the turn to open the door. And yeah, let's get you over here. No eyes on the pistol guy. Or actually on the rifle guy. Let's see, we're breaching UFOs off News C4. This is true. And actually you can get like electric C4 in XDiv. So you can just get a shock charge, set it to a few turns, drop it behind the door, put a bunch of guys with shields blocking the door, and they're just sitting there at the door waiting for you to breach through, looking at this ticking bomb thinking, wonder when this Hot Pocket's going to be done. Until they realize that they are the Hot Pocket. Alright. Beautiful. Rifle guy is still MIA, though. Alright. That's just in case. See, stun batons can run out of ammo, though, next division. Since I learned that the hard way, usually I have a spare one in the belt. Wait, did they reduce... Actually, no, they've been 15 for a while. Yeah, they can run out. Technically speaking, all melee weapons can run out, though I've never seen an axe run out. And the fun thing about axes is technically they've also got a chance to stun. So if they roll low damage... they pretty much ignore armor, so if they roll low damage, they end up... they usually end up just stunning stuff, which is pretty darn handy. Pretty darn handy and pretty darn dandy. Alright. Oh yeah, so I started touching on this earlier, but as far as the cost analysis of this run, like, it really does come down to a numbers game. That each mission you have to at least lose less than 5 people to even get positive. Because best case scenario, you're getting about 25k if you don't use any explosives. Alright, nothing there. What about the corner? Nothing there. So there might be a guy right there somewhere. Give me some eyes, please. Because, yeah, units are 5k each to replace. And it just really comes down to whether you're actually getting stuff out of the mission. I mean, you're usually getting alloys at least, but it's just something good to know. All right. I'm hoping he's not hiding behind the shed right there, otherwise we're gonna have a problem. Right. And as much as I keep leaving rifle guys on reactions, it's only because they have no better moves. Like, Overwatch is literally the worst move you can make in most situations on this difficulty. On easier modes, sure, it's basically XCOM at that point, but it's so unreliable in this. And the only reason I'm inching them closer is just to give them a little bit more movement range to hopefully attack on their turn. Alright, top side's clear. There's no way this is going to be clear. Well, there goes his whole existence. Although, he actually has a 50% chance to survive, funnily enough. And also, we know where he is. Does that do us any good, though? I mean, it might. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to basically level that building. Since we know for sure where he is now. And yeah, this, let's see, when did Xenonauts 2 come out? It technically hasn't yet. It's in early access at the moment. And I believe that's supposed to continue, I think, until the next patch is when it reaches early access. Which, personally, I had originally gone and backed Phoenix Point, and then was trying the demos of it, and then was immediately disappointed. And so then I found out that Xenonauts 2 had actually reopened their period for going in and, you know, backing the thing. So I was like, okay, screw it. This is way more deserving, and so that's where that happened. Alright, so here's what to do. 34 to throw it. Alright, this guy needs to put his rifle away. Pop this in his hand. Pop this in his hand. Nah, ideally a stun, actually. Alright, and you're just gonna wait. Mr. Gunner guy, as much as I want to preserve his ammo, is going to go for one of these. Right, you're just gonna watch, you're gonna watch, and away we go. And they are very patient in this difficulty. Yeah, 26 to throw. Crap. He might be dead. And these situations are usually where you want to carry some pocket rockets for. So later on, I'll be having a lot of units running around with rockets on their back just to clear stuff out. Alright, so normally fire grenades are not something you'd have in vanilla if you're wondering where those are coming from. So this is the community edition. Basically, it is the generally accepted standard version of this game. So apparently incendiary grenades were something that they had implemented, or they had created, but they didn't implement yet. Alright, so I'm hoping he's suppressed. He's probably in one of these tiles, so we'll get there. So I actually played Phoenix Point recently, and I love that game too. Hopefully it's gotten a lot better since that early version, because I played it maybe a couple months before release, and it was rough. I mean, I really do not back out of any stuff like that very easily, and honestly was really looking forward to trying it. And, Yeah, that was some pretty extreme disappointment. Like, as soon as they were offering refunds to people, I was like, yep, please sign me up for that. Let me see if he's here. Okay, he's right there. Perfect. Now we know. Not even sure what he's trying to shoot at. Okay, so far so good. Let's get you over by this pizza van. And then we should be all set. Alright, that was a very quick turn, so I'm going to assume that got him. It might have. No, it didn't. And yeah, even though there's no damage numbers showing, again, that's just a function of this difficulty. There we go. That's more like it. So even though there's no damage numbers showing, he is taking damage. Anytime they make the noise, they have taken a damage roll of some kind. And I think I'll probably get the Grenadier guy out of there pretty soon. Okay, that should have hit the wall. I don't think it hit... No, it did hit his shield. Oh, there we go. I was going to say, apparently a flashbang so hard it made the fire disappear. Beautiful. Okay. Okay. I mean, lost 2 rookies, lost 1 corporal, but got 3 promotions and 34k, so that's not bad at all. It's a net positive, and we got alloys. So, let's say, if you're wondering why we're taking these random missions, because obviously we're still losing people every time, you know, we're really not gaining too much. However, well, that was an interesting pronunciation there all of a sudden. Where is it here? First of all, let me go hire some more people. How many can I afford? Probably... Oh, just one. Just one. We can afford 1 guy, but it'll be worth it. The rest of the money is going towards the jet. But okay, so, alloys and alinium. We can never manufacture this stuff or whatever else. We can only take a few of them. Also, this guy, whose name is apparently officially Boy. So yeah, we can never manufacture these, and we're gonna need a decent chunk of them later, but we only get maybe 1 to 4 per mission. That's barely enough to make 1 rifle. Alright. Hello there, Helios. Alright, let's see. Did I play the 1-year edition? So probably very different from the early version. Probably. Let's see, sure, it's not perfect. Playing it a lot. Did not meet anything that was extremely unbalanced. Some missions are very challenging, but you should back it sometimes. But that is the case with XDiv and Long War 2. Yeah, like, the version that I played is the same version that that a lot of folks ended up reviewing, because this was literally a month before release that I last played it, so it did have a lot of its functions. And that was the version where, like, you couldn't even use vehicles half the time because they would just glitch out and break into the terrain, or you just wouldn't be able to take shots, or, just people were taking random crits and dying for seemingly no reason, or getting shot through walls, or sometimes your objective just straight up wouldn't spawn. Just sometimes there was invisible terrain crap in the way that you could never identify. Just a whole lot of that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm sure it's definitely gotten fixed by now, because I've seen a few folks playing it. So might pick it up next time it goes on sale. It's just from what from the version that I saw, it seemed like it added a whole lot of the complications. Well, it kept a lot of the clunky complications from the old versions and then added some new complications from the new ones. And at least the version I played, it didn't really work. So I'm sure it's gotten better. Alright. So we don't have any people yet. We can't build our plane. We're basically sitting twiddling our thumbs until we get the report letting us know that, oh god, the entire world's on fire and everyone hates us. So that's fun. I mean, we did the best that we can do considering the circumstances. It's 5 days before the end of the month, and we still have not encountered lizards. What is that? Also, we shouldn't be launching right away. I really should be waiting for them to get a little farther away. So they do this kind of like back and forth pattern when they spawn. So usually one way for them to get about halfway away, if you want to capture them or catch them with the condor. I'm trying to keep the Foxtrot in reserve. Whatever, just give me the auto-resolve at this point. Alright, tail until over land. Okay. So we did get one scientist. That should speed this up very slightly. Now, yeah, it's 66 seconds left. We're just going to auto-resolve that. And I know it seems like most of these are absolutely free, but they're not. Okay, so we've got two small scouts, or small scouts, or shuttles and all that. Okay, and yeah, shield guys are going to start being kind of worthless by month 2. So in some cases we're going to switch over to snipers or mostly shotguns. Shotguns and rocket launchers are going to be the best bet. Like, they may help them survive one round, but that's about it. It gets pretty dicey by that point. And like, this is kind of turning in. This is one of the few cases where stuff's actually going alright. Because this guy, somehow despite only getting 1 kill, has survived 3 missions. He's been getting consistently promoted. But if you get a good gunner going, and you can eventually get to the point where they're consistently hitting stuff really far away, then you kind of have an ace in the hole. But until then, well, we'll see. The sergeant guy, I kind of want to leave behind so that we're not taking 2 sergeants with us. So eventually we have to take a base in this run. It's the best way to capture some of the leader units. Because bases really don't have as many units as you might think in this game. They're pretty aggressive, but in most cases you can kind of cheese them out, especially if you've got stun rockets. So usually end up trying to go take a base. So as soon as we do interrogation, that's when we try to get a base happening. No, let's just do a fire grenade. By the way, fire grenades, they don't really do that much damage. It literally just creates fire. It doesn't even do any direct damage. In fact, you know, it's kind of funny. Yeah, so I think the Community Edition actually added armor mitigation as a stat a little while ago, because that wasn't there originally. Neat. Her accuracy is pretty terrible. I should have her be an assault. Alright, shield for you. Also a pistol, I suppose. Also more grenades, I suppose. Why do so many of these guys have absolutely abysmal accuracy? Alright, and this guy's accuracy is somewhat decent, so we'll go a little bit different this time and actually give him a sniper rifle. They're very good, especially in vanilla. They're almost overpowered. It's just a function of how this difficulty works. I just usually don't end up using them that often, because we really haven't run into anything with armor yet. So, for example, these things burst fire. They'll do 30 damage, or they'll end up doing 90. If the entire burst hits, these do 35. So, I mean, in most cases, you know, if the thing doesn't have armor, you're better off with something like this. So, since the sun's coming, we're probably going to be just airstriking this one, because, come on, 7 industrial missions in a row. What is wrong with you, game? And if this isn't lizards, I just have to assume they decided not to go to the pet zoo this time. Oh, crap. We're gonna get outpaced, aren't we? Alright, so there we go. Wait, what? What? I'm confused. But okay. Oh, right. Fabrication is for armor, I think. Alright, let's see. So it was all sales, on sale with all DLCs included when I bought it. Yeah, I'm assuming that was that sale from a couple months ago, right? Because I did see it. I was tempted to go get it, and then yet another financial disaster happened. But either way, let's see. Most Firaxis players hate the cover system. Cover system is similar to that in Xenonauts, so I thought didn't have many issues with it. Sure, it could be better. Soldiers could hug the cover more. How do you like night missions in Xenonauts? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I didn't have too much of an issue with the cover system. It's we'll see. We'll say it was a very RPG-y system. Longward definitely handled that one better in terms of expanding a lot of the mechanics and, you know, letting them hunker and things like that. Because all those mechanics were in there, they were just usually locked behind some later game perks and stuff like that. As far as night missions, I mean, I like them. It's kind of cool, especially with fire grenades and stuff like that. You can just set fires all around the map, and like an XDiv where you're going and you're fighting civilian units. And by the way, I'm emphasizing civilian weirdly, because it, like, I know it's a scientific term for like iguana or some crap, but it always kind of sounds a little bit like civilian. Which yeah, they haven't changed that for Xeno 2. They have changed the Cesians, though. Those are just Scions now. Which, by the way, if you're wondering why we haven't covered more Xeno 2 after the last couple streams, they did say that, yeah, just wait for early access before actually streaming anything, please. So we are going to wait for early access before streaming anything, because I thought that was early access. Turns out that was not early access. That kind of kept getting pushed back, because obviously the fun disease happened, and the world broke a bit. Can soldiers go prone? Not really. They can crouch down. But yeah, no, they can't go prone. Which, I don't know if I'd even like a prone system in this. Okay, there we go. Let's stack 2 guys by the door. I'm hoping shield guy has enough cover to survive this. Alright, on that. Dang it. I was kind of hoping he would miss throw and maybe get it over here. Block off some of his tiles. There's that map edge. Yeah, that's map edge over here. So UFO is in any of these directions. It's a little hard to tell right now, and we're about to get really scattered. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, here's the plan. This might be an incredibly dumb plan. But since it's just a small scout, I'm going to try to take the UFO with these 2, while everybody else deals with the stragglers out here. Yeah, my hope is he sees 2 guys, decides to back off. If he attacks, we've got counters right here. If he doesn't... Well, he should know about all these guys. Like, he should know at least about these 2. He should probably know about this one, and then he definitely knows about these 2. We're going to smokify these guys. Oh, and I should probably mention, smoke just basically adds a drop of accuracy effect with each tile. It's not like it actually directly blocks it. In Xeno 2, it's actually just a pretty much impenetrable wall. Oh, for crap's sake. They always get that and get them with that follow-up. So civilians are a pain in X Division early game. Yeah, they show up with their heavy armor and everything else. You run up with a couple shotguns and they're like, oh yeah, that tickles. I mean, were you planning to bring anything serious to the fight, or? That's pretty great. Like, I think first time through it took like I don't even remember. I think it must have taken like 6 or 7 shotgun blasts. Right. Yeah, this guy tanked a flashbang. So yeah, improvements on Xeno 2. For sure. Pretty much everything grenade related is improved. I'm glad to say. It's like flashbangs, guaranteed suppression. The smoke grenades, guaranteed to block as long as they're blocking vision range. You can still take random pot shots if you want to. But yeah. You don't have that annoying thing of, oh, you know, they just hit me with that 2%. Really wish they wouldn't have done that. They can both make it to the door, so if we can deal with that guy, then I'll get them both up to that front door. And we can block it and move on from there. "100% of the time, they hit 100% of the time." Meanwhile, this guy just took 50 cal rounds and he doesn't even care. And by the way, if I recall correctly, they do actually confirm that that thing's like an actual like 50 cal machine gun or something like that. Also, the grenades might potentially off him here. The thing is, as long as it's just basic damage, it doesn't actually vaporize them, it doesn't always have to delete their equipment. In case you're ever wondering. So, for example, if the guy's down to about 60 health, the thing might just... There we go. And it doesn't look like he got vaporized. Excellent. I always love that additional little pop if they get an extra shot while they're on the way down. Alright. So that guy's down. My guess is it's just going to be the one guy over here now. Shoot. He's in a window. Alright, so alternative victory conditions for these. If you take the UFO, you don't have to worry about anything else. So, let's see, what's your throw range? Not awful. There might be one more guy in there, but we gotta deal with this guy first. He should be out of range. Oh, hell. Okay, so there's a guy right there, then. Just crouching behind this little fence is our best bet. Perfect. And yeah, this is why I was saying that shotguns are better than rifles, because effectively they have the same range and same damage. even though the statistics don't really reflect that. But they fire 9 times instead of 4. So that's a nice little upgrade. Alright. That's an intense flashbang. Just blew the friggin' wall off. Please. Oh, crap. Nope. Nope. Go back now. Thank you. Alright, what are we doing? Also, shotties can actually be fired when they're stressed. Yeah, that should be a nice angle there. I mean, they can even take a sniping shot while they're like this. Like, I think he just hit him with 2 shots. Nice. Very, very nice. I can only assume this guy's still up here someplace. Yeah, just the walls are coming down around this lady. Okay. So he's stunned, so we should be able to get our shotty going. See, have you ever encircled your soldier from fire with a smoke grenade? I mean, yeah. I actually, early on, I used to do that a whole lot more when doing these attempts. It's just that it's kind of unreliable on this difficulty. Like, your literal best bet is just to make sure they can't be seen. Alright. Shield Lady is about to evolve into Shotgun Lady. See, now you'd think an Evolution Stone would be needed for that, but no. You actually just bring them to Texas. Just have them level up in the Texas server. Or biome, whatever. There we go. Suppressed. Perfect. In that case, you can drop your shield and pull out your shotgun and finish this guy out next round. Yeah, if there's one negative, like the only thing I don't like about the balanced next div is the rifles. I feel like they really should have had more range, and I know what they were going for. Like both regular rifles and sniper rifles just have such piss poor range. Like in this case, it feels kind of good and kind of feels a bit more real world, so to speak. Oh, douche. You know, where they're getting all these long range plinky snipes going. And the effective range and the mod ends up dropping to almost nothing. And I'm pretty sure the reason for it is because they specifically want to make sure that, well, that you're not taking a lot of those long-range snipes. They need to use cannons for that. Because the armor on some of the units is just comical. He's actually killing soldiers with the smoke grenade. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That you can actually accidentally cook your guys with a smoke grenade. Okay, yeah, they've got really awkward spacing here. Which, funnily enough, apparently that was based off a real-world thing that folks that have mentioned when training with smoke grenades. They're like, yeah, if you accidentally get one nearby you, you'd think it would it'd be nothing, but the thing's... I mean, the thing's basically like a friggin' flame launcher. Just will completely burn your skin. Wait, this guy's seriously still sitting there? Why? There's no building left there, sir. Excellent. Just end the turn there. We can plink this guy without getting anyone in danger. Which, by the way, there's a weird visual bug. Let's see, maybe you should have forgotten about the stragglers and just take the UFO? I mean, yeah, but also, you know, money is the thing. At this point, I'm still trying to take the UFO with the same guy. There we go. Done deal. Okay, so that time, once again, we lost 3. We gained a lieutenant out of it. And got 3 alloys. So, positive, however much that was. 34k, so went positive by 19k. Hire our replacements. And go about our day. So we'll get a little bit closer to getting that plane built. I mean, we did the best we could. Negative 222k for the first month is not too bad. I would say I've seen some runs still do okay, getting up to negative 300 or so. Ideal's like 150. Alright, so that's going to be our absolutely last hope to potentially get any lizards. But anyway, that's going to have to be that for today. And by the way, there we go. Screechet can go join the team. There we got Progressive Lady in there too. But yeah, so that'll be that for today. I got to get going. So you guys have a good one. Take care, and I will see you later.